Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a survival style house. The idea behind these types of houses, guys, is that they're not supposed to be the prettiest looking houses, but they are made of materials that you guys should hopefully be able to find within the first few nights of your brand new survival worlds. By the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my various other tutorial playlists. And in the card system especially, I'm going to leave my previous two survival style houses. Moving on, if you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some oak wood and some oak wood planks, grab cobblestone and some cobblestone slabs, grab oak wood stairs, some cobblestone stairs, and finally guys, grab yourself some regular old glass pane. Now, we might need a couple more materials later on, but we're just going to have to use these until we discover that we're missing one. Once you have each one of these materials right here, and once you've figured out what you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your house with a row of 6 oak wood coming directly up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You then want to take this top block and this 6th block and you want to extend it going right by 20. That is 20, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then connect that 20th block down to the ground like so to give you this shape. Kind of like a rectangular shape. Now, what you then want to do, guys, and you want to do this to both the top left-hand corner of your rectangle and the top right-hand corner of your rectangle, you want to do this. So starting with this left corner, you want to take this block and you want to extend it coming towards you by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then connect that 7th block down to the ground. But then you want to take this new 7th block and do the same thing, extend it towards you by 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then take that and extend it down to the ground, like so. And not only do you want to do that to this left hand side, but you want to do the exact same thing to this right hand side. So this top right hand corner here, extend it towards you by 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then take it down to the ground like so. But then take this new 7th block and extend it towards you by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then connect it down to the ground like so to give you this shape. What you then want to do, guys, is starting on this left-hand side here, where we have this second 7th block, and extend it to the right by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then take that 7th block and connect it down to the ground, but from that very same 7th block, you now want to take it and extend it towards you by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then take that 7th block, extend it down to the ground, and you also want to go right of it by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then take that 6th block, take it down to the ground, but you also want to take that 6th block and take it back towards the house by 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Connect it not only to the floor, but also connect it to the opposite side of the house, and if you really want to, you can also connect it to the other front part of the house as well. And what you'll end up with, guys, should look a little bit like this, which is perfect. That's what we want to have right now. Now, once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So on the front left-hand side of the house, there's a lot of focus with this side of the house. You want to, starting from this corner block, this one that's facing us, you want to count in, going right by 3. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So you're now on this 4th block. On top of this 4th block, go up by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you then want to do, guys, is take this 6th block, drag it back until it is in line with the back of the house, and then connect it all the way back down there on top of the equivalent block on the back, like this, to form like a rectangular shape. Not only do you want to do this on the left hand side of the house, you want to do the exact same thing on the right. So coming to the right hand side here, we have this corner block that's facing us. We want to go left by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, so we're on top of this 4th block. Go up by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then drag that all the way to the back portion of the house and also connect it down there as well. I've done the exact same thing. I've done the exact same thing twice in a row and I've extended the wrong block up, but you guys get the idea. And what you can then do is you can then connect the top 2 corners together. So corner block to corner block, the front and the back. And what you'll end up with, guys, is a very rough framework of the house without any of the roof. So this is what we want to have so far. Kind of looks like a turtle actually, a really weird looking turtle, but a turtle all the same. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So we have a couple of outlines for the roof to add. So on this little front bit here, the entrance, we want to place an oak wood here on top of the second block coming in, on top of the framework. We then want to do 2 upper right diagonals, that will be 1 and 2, and then we want to do bottom right diagonals until we connect to the opposite side, so that will give us our triangular shape, like so. We then want to come to the upper left hand side of the house and doing the exact same thing, so coming to the first block coming in from the right, we want to place an oak wood, and then we want to do 6 up right diagonals this time, that's 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we want to do bottom right diagonals until we connect all the way down to the opposite side of the roof, and hopefully we should connect all the way down to the opposite side. There we go, and we should form a triangular shape. So that's the upper left hand side of the roof. Now let's move on to the upper right hand side of the roof. Here we just have on top of this block 1, then 6 upper right diagonals, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then of course bottom right diagonals until we connect to the opposite side of the roof there, and that will be the framework of the house pretty much done, guys. So what we'll end up with is something that should look a little bit like this. Perfect. Now we kind of have something that looks kind of like a wolf head. Am I the only one that's seeing a wolf head here, or a fox head? Maybe I'm crazy. There's a possibility. Anyway, once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next, guys. So it's now time for us to fill in the entire bottom floor, then we'll do the second floor, then we'll do underneath the roofs, and then we'll add some more details. So, what we want to do, first of all, we're just going to mess about with the entrance. So the entrance to the house, as you might imagine, it's this pointy out bit here. The way that we're going to have this is we're going to have a little tiny archway entrance like this, so 3 blocks either side parallel to each other with one block kind of bridging the gap at the top. We'll then have a layer of cobblestone on top of the entrance spanning left to right. We'll then have oak wood planks on the left and right hand side of the entrance, and then we will have glass pane just above the entrance. And whilst we are here, what you then want to do for the little bit for the roof bit underneath, you want to place a glass pane in the center and then oak wood planks going all the way around there to give you something which should look like this. And that is what the entrance to the house wants to look like. It's actually quite simple. Now, once you've got that taken care of, we can then move on to the rest. So we have a couple of things to do here. So for the ground floor, and for most of the second floor as well, the details in the walls are actually like 1 block backwards in relation to the actual like framework of the house. So we're just going to want to add a layer of cobblestone that kind of goes all the way around the bottom of the inside of the second floor of the house. So it just wants to kind of like snake its way all the way around the bottom of the inside of the ground floor of the house, and you guys will see what I'm talking about as I do this and as I show you guys the end result. I think I went a little too far there. Yeah, I did. We're just about to connect all the way back to the start, and what we want to have, guys, should look a little bit like this, which is absolutely perfect. Now, not only do we want to have this on the ground floor, we also want to have it 2 rows higher. So you can see on the entrance where we have this cobblestone, it wants to be in line with that. So we want to leave 2 rows, and we just want to do cobblestone going all the way around, again just kind of like snaking around the ground floor of the house, and it's just going to go all the way around in the exact same shape that you might imagine. I just want to make sure that I don't go too far, because when I was connecting it all together there, I went a little too far out of bounds, didn't I? But you guys can see what we're doing here. We do a very similar thing with some of my modern style houses. We have kind of like the similar sort of idea with the 2 parallel materials, but what you want to end up with so far, guys, should look a little bit like this going all the way around the house. What do you then want to do? Well, before we add in the more irritating details, on top of that second layer of cobblestone, just add a layer of glass pane. So literally directly on top of it, just add a layer of glass pane going all the way around the top. So as we've already done a couple of times more already, we just want to add some glass pane that sits on top of that second layer of cobblestone. And the rest is also quite easy, guys, I should point out. This is obviously the easier part of this, but everything else is quite simple. So let me just show you what it wants to look like so far. This is what you want to have going all the way around the house. Pretty simple, right? Now, what you then want to do is you want to take out your oak wood planks, and you guys can see here in these individual sections, let's get rid of that glass, we don't really need that there. In these individual sections, we kind of just want to do 2 rows of oak wood planks, like on the left and right hand side. So we kind of have windows now. And we want to do that in that section there, for instance. This one here, just on the left and right, oak wood planks. Even on the sides, we want to have oak wood planks on the left and right hand sides of where the windows are, really. Anywhere that it's separated by like oak wood we want to have. Even on the back here, although we only want to have 2 layers for the entire back, as of course you guys can see, the back is pretty much free. And then we're moving on to the opposite side now, and of course we're just copying what we've already done a few times already, but you guys can see what we're doing here. We're kind of like separating all of the little areas with oak wood planks, like so. And then all we have to do, guys, is we just have to fill the area in between the planks in with glass pane, and that's going all the way around the bottom of the house. And not only do we want to do this to this bottom row, but we also want to do the exact same thing to the row just above it. So we'll be doing it to not only this bottom row, but to the row directly above it as well. And you guys will see how that looks in just a moment. So we're now just going to add the second layer, and then once we've done that, we can then fill in the second floor of the house. Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll fill in the second floor of the house, then we'll focus on the roofs, of which there are 2 of them. There's one for the entrance, and then there is one for the big main part of the roof. So we're just filling this in with glass pane. And what you want to end up with, guys, should look a little bit like this, going all the way around. Nice and simple, right? Perfect. Alright guys, so once you have that taken care of, this is what we're going to do next. So I think it'll actually be easier for us if we now fill in the entire second floor of the house. So I'm going to be personally filling it in with oak wood planks. However, you guys can fill it in with whatever material you like. So the way that this place is designed, actually, the ground floor of the house, I'm going to be using cobblestone for the actual, like, ground floor of the house, and like I'm already demonstrating now, the second floor of the house is going to be oak wood planks. That's how I kind of have things laid out. The reason for that is that the balconies are obviously going to be functional on the second floor of the house, and I kind of wanted the insides of the balconies to be oak wood planks. And for the ground floor of the house, I kind of had it so that the cobblestone floor kind of went from like outside to in. That's why we have two different floor designs. But you guys will see that a little bit better on later when I show you my actual finished proper version of this house, and you'll see why I may or may not have chosen to use those individual materials. And it might now become easier to build from the back than the front. Yeah, I'm starting to bump into the framework, so why don't we just look backwards now, and why don't we just add in these final 2 rows, and once these final 2 rows have been added, we can then proceed to move on to all of the detail that we have to add to this proper second floor. So we want to have something which should look like that, guys, and you can see that that is the second floor added in there. Now, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we pretty much want to do a very similar thing to what we did with the ground floor. So we want to have kind of like, this time, a layer of oak wood planks that snakes around the inside of the second floor of the house. It kind of just wants to go all the way around the inside, the bottom, and the top. And we just kind of want to have something which should look like this, and that's it on the bottom. And we also want to have the same thing on the top. We are going to have to alter it ever so slightly, because we're going to have to add entrances. But you guys will be able to see what you have to do in just a moment. So we're just adding all of this oak wood plankage in here, and then we can, hang on, boom, and then I can show you what you have to do next. So just as we did with the ground floor, you want to do oak wood planks at the top, oak wood planks at the bottom, like so. Now what we're going to do is the entrances are right in the center of each side, and you guys can see where the center is because we have this dividing row of oak wood. So the entrances will look a little bit like this. We've just got a little bit of oak wood planks there, and whoops, we want to go to the opposite side and do the exact same thing. The entrances are just for the balconies. That's all they're for, guys. So we just want to have something which should look like this. What we then want to do is take out our cobblestone, and we want to kind of like just put cobblestones in the corners of each one of these sides of this second floor. So we just want to have 4 pillars of cobblestone that are in each one of the 4 corners, like that. Easy enough to do, right guys? Perfect. Once you've got that taken care of, we now want to come to the front here, and it might be easier to do this roof before we move on to the next bit. So what we now want to do, guys, is this little mini roof. So this mini roof is quite simple. We just want to make the first row of this roof cobblestone, like this, and we also want to make the overhanging part cobblestone, but then oak wood stairs are going to be used for every other part of this. So, and the roof wants to come as far back as where the front wall is for the second floor. You guys might be able to see what I'm talking about. So it wants to come as far back as that, and obviously we've just got to add all of these other layers in. So we're just doing all of the layers of oak wood stairs, and it's just dragging back until it will hit the theoretical wall here, and we just want to do stone stairs here on the first row, and we also want to have them overhanging, and we're also going to add an underhanging layer to the overhanging layer of stairs. So we're now just going to do upside down stone stairs, boom, boom, boom here, and we're also going to add a block right in the center. Plus, we'll also do a layer of cobble-wood slabs, or cobblestone slabs, I should say, not cobble-wood. I don't think that even exists. And you just want to add that to the very center, and what that'll look like, it should look a little bit like this, which is perfect, guys. That's what you want. Now, the reason that we've done this now is because of this. So, if we now come to the inside center part of the second floor of the house, this is what you want to do. So we want to have cobblestone just kind of like inside of this wall where the roof actually touches the wall, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. So where the actual roof touches the wall, we just want to add cobblestones where it touches. What you then want to do, guys, is you then just want to fill in the center part of that wall with glass pane. And not only do you want to do this actually on the front, but you also want to do the exact same thing on each one of the other sides. I believe that we've reached that point where we can just fill the pretty much entire second floor in with glass pane. And I'll tell you what, guys, you're also going to want to add glass pane going all the way around the edges of the balconies as well. So I'm just doing this while I'm here, and then I'm going to focus on this. I decided to use a lot of glass in this build because glass is nice and easy to find, or at least if you can find sand, glass is nice and easy to find. So I figured, why not use a little bit more glass than wood and stone, especially if you're going to be using like wood and stone for other things such as building, such as like other building materials, and if you're going to use wood and stone for like tools and stuff, I figured why not use it in that? Why not just use glass for the large majority of this? I mean, we could have made it out of a couple more materials, and we could have used more of the wood and stuff, but I remember how much of a pain it was to get more and more wood and stone, especially wood, in my very own survival series, so I thought that I'd cut it short a little bit. Oh, and we've also got to add the balconies. And sorry about my throat, guys, and my voice. It's very dry today, and I'm finding it hard to keep it in check. So I apologize for that in advance, or I suppose it's not in advance since we're kind of working our way through this. But this is what you want to have so far, guys. This is the house so far. Now, once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So the only last couple of things that we have left to do are the details underneath the roof and the roof itself. So why don't we do the details underneath the roof, and then we can do, well, the roof. So first of all, we're just going to add a layer of oak wood planks that goes underneath each one of these two layers of oak woods here on the left and right hand side. We're then going to add a layer of glass pane underneath the oak wood planks, as you guys can see. We're then going to add a vertical row of oak wood planks right in the center, like that. We'll then add cobblestone underneath each one of the glass panes that you guys will be able to see me adding now. Oh god, it's so irritating. There we go. Finally made it, and we can just place that one there, can't we? And then we can just fill the center part in with glass, and if you guys weren't keeping up with that, that's okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So you want to have something which should look like this, and something to note is, yes, the roof, or the under part of the roof, is in line with the framework. It's not one block back or one block forward or what have you. It's in line with the actual wood there. It is supposed to be that way. Don't worry, I haven't made a mistake. Once you've done that to one side of the roof, you then want to do the exact same thing to the opposite side of the roof. So on the opposite side of the roof now, we want to do our layer of oak wood planks underneath the actual oak wood, as you guys can see I'm adding in now. Then we want to do the layer of glass very sloppily placing the glass, but we are placing the glass. We then want to do the layer of oak wood planks that comes right up the center. Then we want to do cobblestone underneath all of the glass there. And then what we can do to finish this off is just add glass pane all the way underneath to give us something which should look like this. And obviously, guys, you know that we have this on both sides of the house now. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to do the big main part of the roof. This is going to be easy for us because we already know how this is going to look. The big main part of the roof looks pretty much identical to the small mini roof that we've done, except of course it's a little bit bigger in scale. So the first row of the roof shall be cobblestone stairs, or regular stone stairs I probably should say, as they are called, and the first row and the overhanging layer are stone stairs, and then we have oak wood stairs for everything else, as you guys can see. And also we'll then do the underhanging layer of stone stairs, then we'll add cobblestone slabs right onto the center part of the roof, and then the roof will be done, guys, and then we'll actually have finished the main portion of this house. And then I'm going to go away and I'm going to show you what this house looks like once it's been tempered with ever so slightly. I've not actually messed about with the interior on the other one, because when I started doing interiors, I've noticed that I do the exact same thing every single time, so I've stopped doing that. But I have messed about with the outside. The outside, it's, you know, it's not that innovative, if I can get that word out, innovative, but it does look good. The outside does look quite good, so I'll show you what it looks like regardless with all of the room and stuff that you'll have. I purposely made this house a little bit bigger as well. I was going to have this house be like about half the size really, but I decided, you know what, you guys always want them to be a little bit bigger, so I thought that I'd just double the size of the original, and I thought that you guys might appreciate that. And of course, if you guys follow the pattern, if you understand how the pattern works, you could theoretically make this house as big as you really wanted to. You could turn it into a big giant barn if you wanted to, and that's what I actually made on my survival series. If any of you guys watched that and you're currently watching this video, I made a utility barn on my survival series, and I actually quite liked that thing. I had like a house and a utility barn, and I had all of my floating islands, so nothing could get me up there, but I was wrong because creepers can apparently spawn up there. So I sometimes miss that survival series, but then I remember all of the pain it caused, and then I don't miss it at all. So we're just now filling in the roof. We've just got all of the oak wood stairs to add, and then we're just going to do the underhanging parts with the stone stairs, then the strip of cobblestone slab that we'll have at the top, and then we will be finished with this thing, guys. So that's one half done with the upside down stone stairs there, and we're now just doing the opposite side, and you guys can see that it's quite easy to add. There's nothing much to it whatsoever, so we just want to have that, and now we can just add the cobblestone all the way up at the top, and it just makes it look a little bit pointier, makes it look a little bit nicer. And we've just got to add a cobblestone all the way up in the center there, and what you'll end... oh, this... I'm on the back of the house, whoops. And what you want to end up with, guys, should look a little bit like this. Not the prettiest looking house, but it is a house, and it is made out of really ugly, easy to find materials. Now, once you've reached this point right here, guys, the actual tutorial portion of this house is pretty much done. There's nothing left to show you there, or at least there's nothing left to explain there. But what I'm now going to do is flip over to the original version of this house, guys, so you can take a bit of a look at it, see what I've done with the garden, and you can see how much room we have on the inside. So I'll be back in just a second once I'm in my original world, guys. This goes to show you guys that you don't really have to do too much to this house to make it look really cool, or at least cool to me. I think that this house is so much better than the one that I have just literally just gotten rid of the screen. The one that we have just made. All we've added is a bit of a path, a little bit of hedging, and two like plant pots on the front of the house, and it just looks so much better. Let's take a look, guys. So we'll start with the interior because it's the least important part, or at least to me. The interior, as you can see, quite large. You have lots of space. I chose to use cobblestone on the ground floor of the house because I wanted to extend that out to the outside, as you guys can see, and I actually think it's quite a good fit. It actually looks kind of cozy. Plenty of room to do as you will to the ground floor inside the house. The staircase, I just placed it right the way back in the back right hand corner of the house. I wanted it completely out of the way, and as you can see here, we have a reasonably small amount of room on the second floor. We don't really have like a massive amount of room here. We have, I would say, a medium amount of space, but more than enough to place plenty of chests around and all sorts that you might want to throw around the place. And of course we have these balconies out here, so you can admire your challenge accepteds and your Steve Golden Armors and your PewDiePies and Wii Remotes. You can admire all of those things from your very own balconies. Let's take a look at this other side. I can't remember what's on that side. Oh, we have Jacksepticeye, and you guys won't be able to see that in the background there, but that's actually Walmart. That's going to be Walmart. You guys will be seeing that on Saturday if you guys watching this on the Wednesday. But that's pretty much all I have to show you guys for the inside of the house. I just really wanted to show you what sort of space you're working with and just show you kind of like how it looks. You light it up a little bit. You add cobblestone to the first floor. Looks pretty nice. So the outside of the house is where I think I've done the best work, obviously. Outside of the house, and it's so simple, guys. It's so simple. All I've done is I've added a path that goes all the way around the house, and it just stays one block away from the house all the way around, as you guys can see, and it's just made up of 3 layers. It's 1 row of oak, 1 row of cobblestone, 1 row of oak, going all the way around. It's as easy as that, guys. And then we just have jungle leaves, which may be a little bit harder for you guys to find, to be honest with you, unless you're near a jungle, but you could easily use like oak leaves if you wanted to. The aesthetic won't be, you know, incredibly different. You could use oak leaves if you wanted to instead, and you'd get a similar sort of effect. I did use jungle leaves. I kind of goofed there. I should have used oak, but you guys get the idea. If you used oak, then it wouldn't be that massively different. But that path goes all the way around the outside. And of course, on the second layer of oak wood, we have just what are these called? Oakwood fence going all the way around on the outside there. We have the hedging going all the way around the inside. And then we just have 2 planters on the front of the house. And just to give you guys an idea of how these look, obviously these are kind of just set up like regular farms, and you can see the dimensions of these, I think. I'm sure that you guys can see how to make these. We've just got some red flowers instead of some, I don't know, like potatoes or wheat or whatever you may want to put in there. Pumpkins, I consider putting melons in there, to be honest. But that's the house, guys. I don't think that there's really too much more to see, and I don't know. I really like this. I really like this. I couldn't have said the same before I actually did the outside of this house, but after doing the outside, I think it really gets pulled together. It really does look just a lot nicer. So hopefully you guys like this, and if you did like this video, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out, guys. I would just vastly appreciate, as I always do. And feel free to comment down below. Do you want to see some more survival style houses? I know that my previous 2, or maybe even just my first one, was quite well received. I don't know how you guys like the second one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know you like the first one. I have a couple more ideas for these, actually, using very similar materials to these in a couple of different styles, and I wonder whether you guys would like them. Let me know in the comment section. Feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description as well for my other various tutorial playlists, and I'll also leave my previous 2 survival houses just in case you guys are interested. And that'll probably pretty much cover it, guys. So hopefully you guys like this video. Like, favorite, share if you did. Hopefully you'll comment down below. Let me know if you want to see anything more like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. This is my favorite view, by the way. I really like this. See you guys in the next video.